One thing is what kind of woman enters your house will determine the nature of your life. Another thing is how she enters also determines, whatever kind, how she enters is very important. She can ruin that family in million different ways.
See, marriage is not a commodity that you carry on your head, but many people carry it on their head. It's just an arrangement, so that socially there is some sense to the way you fulfill the needs that you have. A human being has needs, physical, psychological, emotional, financial, social, various kinds of needs. To fulfill these things in a dignified manner, we came up with something called marriage, so that it is fulfilled within a framework. Your desires don't run wild and disturb everything in the society, some kind of a framework, so that it can be conducted in a sensible manner.
Today, marriage means you thinking just of a little bit of romance between the two people. That's not how they looked at it. They looked at it as a partnership which is going to determine everything about them and their children, and how the future of this family happens depends on what kind of woman and how she enters this house. So they took elaborate care so that she enters the house properly. Two kinds of Griha Pravesham generally celebrated in India. When a woman gets married, she will do Griha Pravesham, that is, she'll enter her husband's house, it's a big event. Not anymore because they've already lived together, you know. Otherwise, it was a major event. And they made this into a very sacred process, because one thing is what kind of woman enters your house will determine the nature of your life and what kind of children you bear, your future, your progeny, how they live, everything is determined by what kind of woman enters. That's one thing. Another thing is how she enters also determines, whatever kind, how she enters is very important. So they wanted her to enter this house with utmost honor, with utmost auspiciousness, because it's very important that she enters this house with love. It's very important she enters this house wanting to give herself totally to whatever that is. If she enters with something else in her mind and in her heart, she can ruin that family in million different ways. She can bear the wrong kind of children. They're aware of all these things. That if she enters this house with a certain type of emotion, tomorrow when she conceives, she will draw the wrong kind of life and she will bear the wrong kind of children, which will make you suffer for the rest of your life. You know, if a child enters your house, he can freak the hell out of you, okay? No? You don't think so? So, how she enters is very important. So there's a whole lot of ritual around this, how she enters the house. This is one Griha Pravesham, it's an old house, but she's entering. So a big ritual around this. The ritual got smaller and smaller and smaller, and now she enters the house before she's married, so it doesn't mean anything anymore, how she enters, because you need to understand this. This culture produced a galaxy of knowledge, a galaxy of enlightened beings. Every generation produced this simply because they took care of any number of aspects like this. nowhere else on this planet have single generations of people risen to such glorious heights of knowing as this culture has known. But all that got fractured in the last few hundred years. In the last 800 to 900 years, this got badly fractured because of invasions and displacement of people and so many things. A basic understanding, or rather an essential understanding of how to generate a conducive atmosphere for a human being to grow to his full potential. So Griha Pravesham was just this, that you want to create the right kind of soil for this plant to grow and flower and fruit. If it's properly done,